Welcome Harlem Lacrosse athletes. In this video we're going to provide help with the very first IXL assignment that we have this summer. So if you're looking at Unit 1, the unit on solving equations, we're going to take a look at assignment J.1 titled Model and Solve Equations Using Algebra Tiles. When you log into IXL, make sure that you're logged on, or once you're logged on, that you're clicked into the Algebra 1 page. That's where all of our work is going to be here this summer. And you're going to scroll down in the left column, you're going to look for J1. And you should see, like you see on my screen, stars next to all of the J assignments to help you find them quickly. So we're going to go ahead and click into assignment J1, the one on model and solving equations. And while that's loading up, I want to go over two key definitions that have to do with the entire J cluster. Our work in this J cluster is going to be focused on solving equations. And an equation, defined in red here, is in a statement that two expressions are equal in value. Equations can be very simple, they can be very complicated with a lot of numbers and variables in the expressions. But at the end of the day, an equation is any statement that has an equal sign and really just says one expression is equal to the other expression. And a second key term to understand when we're working with solving equations, the equations that we need to solve have a variable in them. A variable, you should recall, is a letter or a symbol. We often use X or Y, but it can be any letter or symbol. And we use it for a value that we don't know yet. When we're solving equations, our big goal is often, hey, there's a variable in the equation. We don't know that value yet, and it's our job to figure out, almost like a puzzle, what is the value for that variable that works to make the equation true. So here for this first assignment, the question and all of these on J1 are kind of going to give you these tiles, and they're going to use these algebra tiles and ask you to build and then eventually solve your own equations using those. So here, the big thing, the first thing I want to kind of point out when I'm looking at this is I see an equal sign. I'm going to go ahead and circle that equal sign right here. This equal sign, here's the left expression, and they say whatever here equals in value has to have the same exact equal value as whatever is on the right side of that equal sign. And when I count up, I see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different X tiles right here. And I also see they all have a negative symbol in front of them. So I'm going to ultimately see that as negative 8x because there are 8 copies of this negative x value, whatever it is. And here I also see 4 copies of the negative 1. So negative 1 4 times would be negative 4 in value. So the left side has a negative 8x and a negative 4. On the right side, I see that this whole group over here, these tiles, negative 8x and negative 4, when you put them together, they need to have the same value as, you can count them up, it's 3 by 4, but there's a total of 12 negative 1 boxes here. So the right side of my equation needs to be negative 12, the left side needs to be a negative 8x and a negative 4, and I see that this tile, or this option right here, is the correct answer. And this entire assignment for J1, and sorry it's a little bit slow to load on my screen, is going to give you tiles and ask you to build or model the equation that represents what's going on there. Here they want us to figure out which set of these tiles is going to match the equation 3x plus 6 equals 15. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that equation here, 3x plus 6 equals 15. So I need to find something here where the right side has a value of 15. And I see these are all 1 block, so I'm going to look which of these has 15 1 blocks. I see this one is 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if that's 7 by 3, that's going to equal a total of 21. That's too much. I need 15. And here I see 3 by 5, or a total of 15 for that block. And I see the same 15 here. And down here I see once again 3 by 7, or 21. So I see that these ones, I'm going to go ahead and put a red X on these two. These ones can't be, wrong color. These ones can't be correct because the right side had 21 instead of 15. So I need the left side of the equation to say 3x plus 6, and I see here with this one there are 3 copies of x, so we could call that 3x right there. And then I also see there are 9 yellow tiles. So we could call that, since each one is worth 1 unit, plus 9. And I know this needed 3x plus 6, so for that reason, this guy is wrong. But here we see ultimately, on the third option, this one has 3x tiles, and it has 6 one-value tiles, so that would be a plus 6. And that's how we see that this one has the 3x plus 6 on the left side, the 15 on the right side, and that's how I know this is my correct answer. So I'm going to go ahead and select that third one, 3x plus 6 equals 15. Those tiles model that situation. We're going to show 1 or 2 more examples here, but we're not going to go too deep on this because I think J1 is pretty straightforward. Here they want x minus 6 equals negative 9. So we'll go ahead again. Give me 1 second to clean the screen up. So if our equation is x minus 6 equals negative 9, I need something that has negative 9 on the right side. And for these two situations, I know they're going to be wrong because ultimately all they have is a positive 1 on the right side of the equal sign, and I needed a negative 9. Both of these options have the negative 9 here. But now I need the one that has a positive x and a negative 6 in value. This one right here says x plus 6 because there are 6 positive 1 tiles. Versus this one up here says x minus 6. This is our correct answer because I have 6 of the negative red tiles. So that's ultimately how I know that this third one here is our correct answer. And at this point, I'm not going to keep showing any more examples. I think that should hopefully cover you. But if you need help, that's totally okay. Please feel free to send me an email anytime if you need help and we're not currently in the middle of office hours. My email, we'll put that on the screen real quickly. My email is ddoherty3@bostonpublicschools.org. So my email, if you ever want to ask questions, if a video is not too helpful, is ddoherty3@bostonpublicschools.org. So please feel free to, oh, my screen is blocking that, sorry. So feel free to email me anytime. There it is, ddoherty3@bostonpublicschools, and that's .org, even though you can't see the RG right now. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Hope this was helpful.